So we're coming into the game, and we're saying, okay, we're a 3k Earth Shaker playing Pos 4, and we want to look at some fundamental skills, fundamental elements of Dota, and try and learn from your replay. Normally, this would be done by you taking looking at your own replay and then comparing it to a pro player's Earth Spirit replay or Shaker's replay. So you're gonna be laning against what? You're assuming the Shadow Shaman anti-mage?
Yeah.
Nice. In your own words, kind of describe to me the first 5 minutes of that lane.
No, I don't remember.
No, not what happens. Like what should happen. How should
so I've got a
Timber Saw Earth Shaker lane against anti-mage? How is the lane going to unfold normally?
Well, we're not killing him. Probably not killing him.
Uh-huh.
Might kill the Rasta if he's out of position. Otherwise, we're just trading farm. Throwing fissures onto the range creep.
Cool, so it's a non-kill lane. What is the Timbersaw's goal during the lane? What is he trying to maximize?
I imagine he's trying to get as many CS as he can.
Okay. And what's your goal in the laning phase as this 4 Shaker?
Help him do that and pull the lane back when I can.
Cool. So the way that I would see this lane going is over the next 5 minutes, you're gonna establish a positive lane equilibrium for the Timbersaw. You're gonna pull the lane, and then the Timbersaw is going to constantly probably be drained mana by. So Timbersaw is gonna play The anti-mage is gonna look.
Now, yeah.
The anti-mage is gonna look for to both of you. That's how it's gonna play. The Rasta is gonna look for shackles to be able to set up kills. And at a certain point, the Timbersaw is going to be unkillable. And what do you think that certain point is in the lane?
Probably once he has 2 points or maybe 3 points in his active armor, and once he's out of mana.
Exactly.
That's not what happens in this game, though. He plays. Well, you'll see.
Sure. So I mean, this is just
Yeah,
so if I was in your shoes, I'm trying to, you're a support, so you're trying to maximize what your carry can get, or what your core can get out of the lane. You actually want to give this guy as much experience as possible. You want to avoid laning as much as possible. That's what I would, when I look at this lane of this Earth Shaker Timbersaw. I want you to be rotating between lane to lane. And then, I want you to impact mid, and I want you to impact the lane equilibrium as much as you can against this dire crew. This is bottom lane. So that's how I would kind of view this lane when you're laning with a Timbersaw, or even a Tide Hunter in this situation, or an Underlord, something that is really tanky, and you're on this Earth Shaker. You'd basically just fisher the lane, here. So this fisher is a bit of a grief, I would say. I mean, maybe we'll see if you can get off another one.
I don't think I do.
So yeah, this is your #1 tool playing an Earth Shaker in the lane is, you can block the creeps here or something. Or conversely, you can block the creeps here. And then then you're going to have your creeps go under tower, and then it'll push. So that's also another way of doing it. So, and once you do that, okay, here's a pop quiz for you. With solo XP, how much experience or levels does 1 wave give you at level 1?
For solo, it's a full level.
It's a full level. So if you were to do that, if you were to essentially give this Timbersaw a full lane of experience where you get fucked up, you just fuck off. Now he's so much closer to that timing that you said earlier, where he's going to become unkillable. So normally when you're playing with these heroes that need, you want to expedite their timing, and you need to play around that. So your hero isn't really strong until basically you have Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
So you're just trying to feed off your other players' sort of success until that point in time. So I would say you don't need to lane at all on this Earth Shaker hero. Just set the lane up nice and good, you know, once, and then rotate mid, literally. When you're playing with Timbersaw, if you're playing with like a, you know, Avenge 3 or Dragonite or something with another stun, then you're gonna leverage your spells a little bit differently. So that's what I have to say about that. So yeah, definitely you're just gonna see, you're probably just gonna be useless in this lane. Like whether you're here, whether you're not there, the same thing's gonna happen to this Timbersaw. So okay, now we can say we're gonna forget that narrative of like, let's expedite this guy's experience. The next thing that like the most important laning mechanic to get down as a support is pulling. Like by far, like if you're not like using the pull, and if you're not manipulating the pull, or you know, putting wards down to prevent pulls, like that is the #1 area of improvement you should focus on. So I just want to take a look at the replay over the next like 10 minutes. I'm not gonna look at your hero play. I just want to see how many times you're pulling. So that was an opportunity. Now the lane's shoving into you, so you wouldn't be looking to, because the lane's shoving into you, you don't want to pull. You only want to pull when the lane is leaving you. So this guy is doing the correct thing and he's pulling. So when the lane is in this spot, you want to be here disrupting this. Again, like giving full experience to your Timbersaw, especially when you don't see the enemy 5. Then you want to go and say, okay, I'm going to disrupt. The lane is exactly where I want. And you know, the laning equilibrium, like where the lane lives, is the #1 most important thing in the lane. So like the pull is the #1 important mechanic for a support to have, like, you know, mastered. And then but the laning equilibrium, that's what the pull influences. So this support right now is determining or identifying, okay, my lane is leaving me, I don't have control, you know, my anti-mage can't play as aggressive now, he is going to be vulnerable to like just getting clicked down and zoned out. So he's pulling. So this is a good play. And then the correct counter to this play would be recognizing, cool, got a good lane state. Is there a kill opportunity? Not really. So my goal now is just protect the lane state, which is preventing this pull. So now the lane is going to shove into the tower. So this would be, you know, the next best response is going to be, let's pull yourself. And the good thing about this is like one of the easiest mechanisms like in the game to kind of do, is just recognize the lane is pushed. Okay, nice, one pull. And like this is kind of the difference between, like, you know, a 6K or a 7K player and somebody who's like 2, 3, 4K. The difference isn't necessarily in, like, you know, what they do, it's when they do it. So a 7K or 8K player is going to look at the creeps and they're going to instantly know, okay, my lane is pushing, I need to pull now. Whereas somebody who is lower MMR, they're going to let the lane kind of get out of hand first and then try and pull to correct it. So if you can start really identifying and trusting in your like innate knowledge, like just about, like, you have a good idea of when the lane is going to shove or not. So if you just start trusting in that, and as soon as you feel that little tickle that, hey, the lane's leaving me, then you go pull. So it's, think of it like scratching an itch. So right now you're itchy. Right now you're fucking itchy. You have 2 range creeps. Like this should be annoying as hell for you. Like, just, you need to get into that mind state of anytime the lane is pushing, it's fucking awful. Close. Oh, look at that. You know, almost. How comfortable are you pulling on like this like, say you're playing Dire? How comfortable are you pulling
from that?
Yeah, sorry, you're on the Radiant.
That one over?
Yeah, you're on the Radiant.
Okay, yeah, because I can do that pull as Dire 5. This is fine too. Okay.
Like, do you feel like you mess up pulls often?
Not normally.
Okay.
The timing's pretty easy. Like,
yeah, it's
like
very easy on pause 4.
Go to the camp.
Alright, so that pull, not ideal. But whatever, that's what happens. So you make this rotation. You're giving the Timbersaw solo experience. He's a ring of health. Invoker leaves. Cool. You come back. And like the laning phase is essentially over now. And just looking at your impact, it's honestly, I'm not trying to flame. You didn't do much. You're just kind of passive like participant in this lane. Mostly because your heroes don't synergize well. Like Timbersaw doesn't really care if an Earth Shaker is in his lane. Like Timbersaw would benefit from like a sustained damage for maybe like a Skywrath who can just spam something out, or a Veno or something like that. Whereas Earth Shaker is really looking for this you know, I'm gonna burst you the fuck down kind of hero. So in order to make these two like heroes work, is your Timbersaw gets reactive armor and kind of like clicks the anti-mage and he pushes this wave, and then you consistently pull, because now you're going to be threatening this very slow Shadow Shaman to like come up here and attack you, and so you can then, you know, once he's away from the tower, he's vulnerable, and you're going to be denying this anti-mage, you know, wave after wave of experience, and then you're going to only, you know, exacerbate this experience difference between your Timbersaw and the anti-mage if you were playing it in the way that, you know, I'm recommending. So like just pull when you can, and then as soon as your lane is good, then you rotate and help your invoker. And this is like, you know, this is how you have to play with these really tanky like level timed heroes, is you want to give them as much safe experience as possible. Is this making sense?
Yep.
Nice, dude. Okay, so you're starting on
I felt like this.
Yes.
Timbersaw just kind of spent the whole time like trying to hide from mana burn though, so it didn't really matter.
That's not your fault. You don't care. Like if he plays it wrong, he plays it wrong. But you can tell him, I'm gonna set the lane right and give you as much experience as possible. And like that's how you're playing. And he starts like, and then if he starts talking back, just come into this thing and then mute him. And then say, all right, you're muted. I'm just gonna play the way I want to play. So don't worry about Timbersaw. Like, you know, all you have to do is be responsible for your play. If he plays it incorrectly, whatever. You know, that's his negative 25 armor. But as long as you if the lane gets to here, this little box, you're free to leave the lane. You can literally just walk middle, Fisher this guy, you know, fucking, I don't know, try and snipe some couriers. Like, I don't care. But like right here, get the fuck out. You're just like, yeah, I mean, you're basically just stealing this guy's experience. I like your strategy of sniping the range creeps. I think that's like a pretty good alternative to, you know, what I'm saying. I think it would be better in a lane where the offlaner is more comfortable sharing experience.
And they put those creeps back to the snipe up too.
What'd you say?
I just watched him pull the creeps back onto where I was trying to pull the side.
Yeah,
lane.
Exactly. Oh, your Timbersaw or your anti-mage?
Yeah, Timbersaw.
Yeah, well, that's life.
Yeah.
You did the right thing though. And like the Timbersaw, yeah, he should have ran down and prevented that pull. So yeah, your starting items, I would say, just aren't thoughtful necessarily. You probably wanted to just start with boots. Like you're not gonna you don't really need regen because you actually don't want to trade against these people. Like Shadow Shaman having 74 base damage and Anti-Mage having just being an agility hero and having mana break. You're probably never gonna want to like smack them, and that's what this would kind of indicate. Is you'd say, okay, I want to trade. So I would have just started boots of speed with clarities. I wouldn't even gone any regen, because you know in this concept, when you have you're playing the lane as if my Pos 3 needs babysitting. So that would be like a Venomancer, a Viper, you know, maybe a Doom, somebody who's a little bit more frail, a little bit more squishy. and who doesn't have a nuke to take the range creep. You're playing a pretty good style of play for that type of offlaner. But for a Timbersaw, like even a Mars, you're playing like your Timbersaw is a Mars type. But if you have a Timbersaw, Pitlord, Tidehunter, those are heroes who can, once they get to like level 5, once they get a Soul Ring, once they get, Anchor Smash level 3, once we get Reactive Armor level 3, it doesn't matter. Like they can just completely 2 versus 1, no problem. Now, this is a unique opportunity when you're on this hero Earthshaker, because you have this Fisher ability, which lets you, block their creep wave, and then the boots would also help you pull and disrupt this pull. So I'd probably say body block this, like at the 1 minute mark, and then try and get as many pulls off as possible, and then leave, and then try and not gank the invoker, but just disrupt the invoker. So like at the 4 minute mark, get his rune. That's super important. When it's a hero who has bottle, invoker's not going to go bottle. If it's a 4 minute mark, like get the lane right. Like start trying to manage this at like 3:30 or 3:15. Lane is in good state, and then I move over and do something mid. Is Earthshaker a hero you play often?
Not so much, but I'm trying to get into it a little more.
Cool. All right. So we can start spamming Earthshaker and kind of use these principles and tactics. So let me just quickly write up in Discord the homework for this particular one. You are here. So pause for homework. This is the key, right? So homework. So Earthshaker pause 4, right? So 2 paths. So say we'll do 2 playstyles. So there's 2 playstyles, right? One is going to be 2 offlaner. 2 offlaner archetypes. So there's going to be XP timing tanky offlaner. So this is going to be Timber, Tide, Underlord. I wouldn't say babysit, but I'd say like, fucking like Nuke pressure offlaner. So this is going to be like, Veno, Mars. I'm trying to think. Let me go back to my offlaner pool here. Role assistant. So yeah, like Beast. We got Darkseer. Like these are the non-tanky boys, even like a Sand King, that kind of stuff. But essentially, these are the 2 different types of heroes. Like there's some heroes. I guess Doom would be one of the tanky ones. Enigma doesn't need your help either. Tidehunter doesn't need your help much. Timbersaw, like they just need help with maintaining lane equilibrium, and then the rest of them are these nuke pressure ones, which, this will be pretty good. So like hide in trees, secure range creep, engage in trades, and that's gonna be like that's gonna define your playstyle. And then we'll say like itemize to support that play. Yeah, so like XP timing equals get boots and rotate mid as much as you can. So like we'll say anytime lane is in a good state, leave to sister mid. So this way you're gonna win 2 lanes. So like this play style is really optimal. You're gonna win your lane bottom by giving as much experience to your pause 3 as you can. And then you're gonna win your lane mid because you're gonna come in, you're gonna Fisher trap, you're gonna Fisher trap this guy mid, and then Coddle's gonna hit him with a big blast, and then you're also gonna sit here and like every rune, you're gonna secure a bottle rune for your homie. Or you can even put like a ward here and snipe couriers. Like totally good.
Cool.
So then let's just talk. Oh yeah, and we'll say.
I can see how boots helps with all that stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. Just starting boots and clarities, and then you have to make sure you don't trade. So yeah, like here, this guy should totally have walked down.
It's like another split second.
Let's look at sort of your mid lane. It's like I just want to see what you're doing when you have. We'll do player perspective. I just want to see, you know. Okay, so you have your tranquils now. Your timing is for sure going to be blink. This looks like it's a kind of a rough game for you. You're only getting level 4 at this point. Okay, so this stack, you need to hit this stack.
The timing looks weird on the mini map. I was like, I'm stacking at 30 seconds.
Right now?
Yeah, I guess I couldn't read the numbers. The resolution on Discord's kind of like.
Whoops. Yeah, so right now you're at 854. So you need to hit this one at 853. I'll just so we'll say, you know,
it's hard to get both as the melee boy.
It is.
If I can't get both, should I just get the ancients probably?
Depends on what your needs are.
Yeah, it depends on who I think is gonna farm them.
So you're actually like by stacking this. Like, who on your... Okay, so yeah. Do you have anybody on our team that can farm ancients?
Like Wraith King can handle ancients. Maybe not for a while, though.
Yeah, so what items was Wraith King need to farm in an ancient stack?
I don't know. I think he just needs a whole bunch of his little skeletons.
No. So this guy, Slam, one-shots them. And
I don't play Wraith King. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so it's 250 damage. And his little minions have, like, I don't know. Let's see how much HP they have. So they have 175. So Wraith King cannot farm ancients, and same thing with the AoE dragon guy. Wraith King is a really bad ancient farmer until Radiance, and Radiance is the fastest Radiance timing you're gonna get is 15 minutes. So maybe just ask, you know, like, hey, do you want me to stack ancients, Wraith King, like mid lane, axe, or whatever? Like, you know, like if you don't know, maybe your team does, because like you can actually totally grief your game by stacking this. Like let's say this tower dies and then the enemy invades this jungle. Now your Wraith King only has this triangle to farm, but if this is like a 4 stack, he just can't farm it anymore. So you definitely need to think about who can, if you can clear ancients on your team. And I mean, you probably have to bring in Timbersaw with Chakram or something, and your entire team would have to clear it. So if you want to do it that way, you can do it that way. So right now you are this pause 4. Okay, you're this like kind of squishy pause 4. You can't lane bottom. You're trying to jungle.
I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. My Timbersaw's left the lane.
Perfect. So you need to go mid. You need to kick your Coddle out of mid. Mid is the safest position in the game. You know, especially if you have a vision here. Like you should just park yourself here and sap experience. So when we are fuck, why does it always do that? It's so annoying. Okay, well, we're gonna go ding 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 ding. Nice. Okay. For what to do after a hard laning? What to do? Yeah, bad laning phase. Kick out your mid and sap XP till you're good. And then, you know, smoke behind. So then the next thing to do is you just smoke towards your strongest hero and sit behind him. Now, unfortunately, you don't have any strong heroes right now, so you're all out of luck. Like Wraith King's probably going to get pushed to the lane by this Night Stalker, so he's going to be farming jungle. You also could go to top, but you're probably going to get dove. That's why mid is kind of the safest place. So if you are having a hard game, try and get mid. Try and just get mid, and then, you know, it'll be good to go. That's gonna happen a lot. Nice. Okay. Anything? We got one guy. Oof, we're dead. Yeah, like this is what you're gonna resort to, which is it's fine, you know. But like, you just stole 2 camps from your Wraith King, essentially. Like, you know, his boys maybe would have taken it. Whereas mid lane, there's all these creeps. The Invoker's probably gonna try to optimize his farm, so he's gonna try and kill these guys as fast as he can. So then you're just gonna sit kind of like, you know, here, whatever. Maybe you have a ward here just to protect yourself. So yeah, definitely just go sit mid. And if your Coddle doesn't like it, again, you just come here and you go, okay, muting him, and done. Not a big deal. Let's see when you get your Blink Dagger. So Earthshaker really doesn't do much until, like, you know, you can either do a coordinated smoke gank, or you just kind of farm. Your team can't really gank. So what I would like to see is when you get this Blink Dagger, like so on your courier, there should be a smoke. There you go. There we go. And I think that's probably it for homework. But yeah, when your Blink Dagger or when any sort of item like this comes out, like this is your timing. And you know, if you're playing like a Lich, your timing is level 1. If you're playing an Oracle, your timing is level 3. If you're playing an Earth Shaker, your timing is when you get Blink Dagger. This is when you are strongest. So let's bring that smoke out to facilitate being able to actually use your smoke effectively, or your Blink Dagger. Because I'm sure once you get this Blink Dagger, it's daytime, so there's like, you know, like however many 22,000 units of vision that you're, you know, gonna give. So okay, nighttime used. It's gonna be just hard to get a Blink Dagger off without. Well, it's not bad. A little hard. But if this was a smoke and you take your team, or even just you solo, where like that Night Stalker, imagine that Night Stalker doesn't see you because you're smoked. Life is a little bit easier. So I just want to see, you have this Blink Dagger, when are you going to use Echo Slam? It's a hard game, I know, so it's not like...
I don't think I ever passed one of those.
That was a smoke?
No, I think I bought a smoke.
I think that was a smoke. Let's see. Yeah, you got the smoke here. Nice, okay. Unfortunately, your team doesn't have anybody who can actually kill. Here, okay, you reuse the smoke. And then this guy's a Shadow Blade. So, what's your criteria for using Echo Slam?
Like apart from the obvious, like cast it on a bunch of units.
Yeah, like what's your bare minimum? Like you see 2 heroes standing alone, you see 1 hero, you see 3, like...
I think if I'm seeing a guy that's gonna get Ice Blast and Coddle Blast, like kind of like, I don't have to do it on 5 heroes. You don't want to do it.
For me, if I see two heroes and like 5 creeps, or like 3 creeps or something like that, that's kind of my bare minimum for when I want to use Echo Slam. If there's not, like, if it's just 1 dude, like maybe you'll use it to ensure the kill, but you'll probably just hit him with a Fisher or, you know, a Blink Enchant Totem.
I'm gonna use it, but it's not gonna really kill him. It's just gonna lock him, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree.
Like I'm definitely not like the kind of guy that's only gonna hold it like for 4 heroes.
Cool.
You know what I mean, I'm gonna press the button.
But you do need to be kind of selective with it. You know, you do need to kind of hit at least some people with it. And when you get this kill, this will just be a side note. Like, this is such a huge kill, and like your smoke usage, it actually did work. Like as soon as you get a smoke, this guy dies. Your Fisher's on point. Like right here, 100%, just go. Like as soon as 1 person is dead, like now you are a shark, and you are hunting for blood within reason. But like these guys are totally killable. You know, we got fucking Skyrath. Like this guy would be, he's 7-1. Like this should be, you should have been blink echoing him right now. That would have been great. At least if you just like move towards him instead of moving away. It's like again, split second kind of decisions are gonna like make the difference between, you know, being 3K and being 4K and being 5K. Like that's how fast Dota is, especially when you're making these plays. A faster player would recognize, okay, I got 1 kill, I'm gonna hunt for more. So typically, whenever you see 1 kill, you should have like an instant switch and be like, okay, we have more fucking players, let's gonna go. And then it's the same kind of things for like a buyback. If there's ever any buybacks, run the fuck away for the most part. So as you're developing, you know, your Dota skills and whatnot, those heuristics, those little cheat codes that allow you to make decisions faster and better, those are what you rely on, instead of necessarily like, you know, reading the room or whatever. You get a kill, go for more. Buyback, I leave. I get a blink, I also buy a smoke. So I think that about does it for what you can work on. I think it's mostly just like this inexperience with this Earth Shaker hero. So if you do want to play Earth Shaker, you know, you spam it. Like literally, like do 10 games of Earth Shaker, and try and practice these things every single game. So try and practice, you know, like thinking about what your offlaner needs, think about, you know, how to optimize that, and then think about how to secure a lane, specifically the mid lane, when you need to farm up your levels and farm.
All right, that's pretty straightforward.
Sweet. Any questions?
Not at this time, no.
Sweet, dude.
Maybe the shard. I think, is the shard good on this hero?
Yeah, shard's great.
Because you can walk on the fisher.
Not for that. It's for just being able to like hit your fisher and then use the enchant totem to stun them safely. So you're a relatively squishy hero. So you're kind of like, you're a glass cannon, and this shard allows you to get a second stun off with your fisher, so at like safe range. So you can go Aether Lens shard, and like if you ever have like itemization questions, there's one answer. Let's go to Dota2ProTracker.com.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah, totally. Nice. So you just look up Earth Shaker wherever. The search isn't working. Oh, it's one word, that's why. Yeah, so like here's your support. So I don't know why this doesn't say any blink.
Those are the other items, the top items.
Oh, other items, okay. So yeah, this is, yeah, okay, yeah, exactly. Boom, here we go. So you can pretty much follow this religiously, or you can also see like, you know, is there a Earth Shaker against an anti-mage? I doubt there is. But you can also try and look for that. I'm trying to find one. Monkey King, Wraith King, a lot of kings. Tinker Bat, Ursa, Clinks. Night. Oh, here's one versus Night Stalker. I don't know. And then you can just check what this dude did. You know, he went Blink Yules, no shard. So
a similar KDA, so I must have been doing that part right.
Pog, yep. Playing, yeah, it's not a very strong hero this game, but it's like always capable of winning though. This Earthshaker hero. All right, well, I think that's it. Just I look forward to the next replay after you have some Earthshaker games, and we can then go over, you know, some other elements and items to cover.
Cool, thank you.
No worries. All right, GG.
Peace.